Xavier's World. How you guys doing today on this gorgeous day? I thought today I would film a video on the different types of options to have your hamster to live in, whether it's a cage, if it's a Rubbermaid container, or if it's in a tank. As you know, I do have all my hamsters live in a tank, and it is highly recommended for the tank that I have, and it has recommended the amount of floor space that they need. And now here's the thing that I think people make a mistake by thinking that if they buy the Rubbermaid containers, yeah, it is the cheap way. If you cannot afford the luxury of shit of buying a tank like I have, then that's the alternative route, that you have to go the cheap version of getting the Rubbermaid. And a lot of people make the mistake that I feel, because I have seen it a lot of times, and some of my people that I know and friends, I've seen them have that, and they think that just by stacking it on top and having little tubes that go up in it is going to give them the recommended space that they need to play in. And that necessarily is not the correct way. They need this way. They don't need it this way. They need it more this way to have. I just don't feel safe with the Rubbermaid containers, because for one, there's a lot of harsh chemicals in that plastic, and God knows what's in it. I would not want my hamsters to be exposed to that stuff. I just, for one thing, the plastic containers, is just that if it gets really hot, that it can get really hot in there, and they could sweat. It doesn't matter how many holes that you cut open and build, ventilation for them. It doesn't matter. It's just that's the type of plastic it is, that it absorbs the heat. I do not want that. I don't want to kill my hamsters. And I know a lot of people say the tanks are not practical and they're not safe for hamsters. They're highly more safe in a tank than they are in a Rubbermaid container. I don't like those. I just think it's a waste of money and a waste of time. But if that's all you can afford, and you can't afford the good stuff like me, then I'm sorry. But and then now cages. I don't think there's anything wrong with cages. It just depends on what you're using them for. For instance, if you're traveling, or if you're going to a friend's house, a family's house, or something, you want to take your hamster with you, then it's just a temporary place for them to be in until you get them back home, and then they'll be in their actual their home, which I have done that numerous times to go see my bestie, Xavier. When I go see her, I take my hamster and I put it in a cage, and when she comes to visit me, she puts her little hamster in a cage to come to see me. And then when she comes here, I do have an extra 40-gallon tank for her to put her hamster in, so that way he's comfortable and he's happy, when she comes and stays with us, which is awesome. But, like I said, there's nothing wrong with cages. It just depends on what you're using it for. I've had my hamsters, when I got my hamsters, I got them from a really, really good friend, and I know my hamsters were healthy, and they were little babies when I got them, so I was so excited. And, they were in those little cages for a little bit until I got the money set aside to get them the tanks. So, it depends on what you want to go with. If you want to go the cheaper route, or if you want to go the good quality route like I did, then that's good. But, I just feel safer with them in a tank than anything else, in my opinion. My tank, it has a lot of ventilation. The whole lid is ventilated. I mean, it's all open on the top. So they have a lot of air. They get a lot of circulation in there. They don't get nothing. They have plenty of room. They have fun in their tanks. They're perfectly happy. and you know, I couldn't ask for better hamsters. You know, I think my hamsters are the coolest in the world. They are the bomb.com. You know, they're the most well-tamed hamsters, you know, because I work really hard with my hamsters, and I work with them and I train them, and they're just really, really good hamsters, and I'm so blessed to have them. And yeah, so like I said, there are some people who go the little cheaper route because they can't afford the luxury of shit like me. But, you know, I'm just very privileged, and my husband always gets me the best stuff ever for our babies. So yeah, I'm very grateful for that. But you know, you just have to do what's best for you, I guess. In my opinion, I guess you gotta do what's best. But I always go to the top of the line, and I always get the best of the best for my hamsters, and for my pets, I will do what I have to do. I don't take no cheap shit. I don't go no cheap route. It always goes the high up. And that's the way it always will be, because my pets are like my children, and they will get the best of the best, and they will get treated with, you know, champagne clothes and luxury of shit, because they deserve it. And nothing is too good for my animals. So mommy will do whatever I have to do to get the best of the best for them, and god damn it, I will, because I love my animals. But yeah, again, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys next time here on Xavier's World. Until then, may God bless you, and have a great day.